items you will see in this video have been gifted to me for review purposes. I haven't received any payment for making this video, and my opinions, as always, are my own. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a HALARA haul video. I love doing these. I love being able to work with HALARA. Thank you so much to HALARA for gifting me the clothes in this video. I'm not paid to do these videos. I don't take a fee from HALARA to make the videos. My opinions are my own, but the clothes are gifted to me, and I do have to make that clear to you guys up front so that you know where I'm coming from. However, every single HALARA haul I've done so far has had some absolute bangers in it. Absolute bangers. Some of which I wear on a daily basis. I'm loving my HALARA jeans for starters. I have a whole stack of plus size goodies today, and I don't know if I've got my sizing right because I confidently went down a couple of sizes, worried that I've gone down too far. There's only one way to find out, Mark.
Pancho, you're not a bit worried that when you do this, you might suffer permanent injuries to your head?
Well, there's only one way to find out, Mark.
My first item then today is the plus size SoCinched high-waisted tummy control herringbone work leggings with pockets. Snappy title as always. As usual, when I do a HALARA haul video, I will put a picture on the screen of how it looks on the HALARA website for you guys. All of the links will be in the description box, and also any discount codes that are available down there as well. It is, of course, late November, so Black Friday deals are go, go, go. So make sure you check those out. Here are the herringbone work leggings. They're very nice. Very, very nice stretchy material. Lovely bit of stretch in there. I like the gold button detailing. However, I'm looking at my computer screen. I ordered a 2X. They look snug. I never know whether I'm getting my sizing right or not. I have lost weight on my top half, but all of the weight that I've lost on my top half seems to have just plummeted down to my bottom half and made my arse bigger. We'll try them on. We'll hope that I can get them on. If I can't get them on, Tammy will be delighted because the things that don't fit me are usually good for Tammy. She's not here at the moment, sadly. I'll be back in 2 seconds. That stretch detail I told you about has come through for me. I'm going to angle the camera down for you guys because currently all you can see is my top half. Bear with. There was a moment when I was popping these on when I thought it's not going to happen. They're actually incredibly well fitted. They feel very stretchy. There's plenty of room in them, but they're giving me quite a nice snug shape. I don't think you're getting a good look. I can't get that right. Bear with. Is that better? I think that's a bit better. I'll do my best to give you guys a good shot. Now, obviously, I don't like my stomach. This is not a part of me that I'm particularly pleased with. But in these leggings, I've got the mirror here, as you can see. And in these leggings, I am very much contained and smoothed out. They're giving me a very nice smoothing effect. They're lifting. I've got quite a undertum, and they're lifting that quite nicely. So some of the shirts that I buy that I think, oh, that's too short, I can't wear that because my tummy's hanging out, I think that would really help with that. I would be happier wearing a shorter shirt than normal because of the smoothing effect of these. They are so comfy. As you know, I do not have good knees, but I'll show you how much stretch I have got. I don't have the ability to bend my knees very well, and this one especially not since I fell down the stairs last week. But I'm thinking these are an absolute win, and I wasn't confident. When I saw that they were a 2X, I was not confident. For reference, I am a 20 to 22 on the top half, but only as far as the waist. After the waist, I flare out quite a lot. I've got kind of an overhang. I've got a shelf at the back going on. My bottom half is easily a 24, 26 in a lot of clothes. 22, 24, 26, depending where I shop. So it's a difficult shape to dress because if I get it to fit the top half, then it doesn't stretch over the belly. And if I get it to fit and flatter over the belly, then it's far too baggy on the shoulders. So my shape is not an easy one to dress at the moment, and I'm struggling with that. But these are way more of a win than I even hoped they would be. So nice one. Straight out the gate with my first winner. Lovely. These are the HALARA Flex high-waisted pocket baggy wide leg washed casual plus size jeans. I've got them in a black iron grey denim, and I've got these in a 1X. What was I doing? Why did I order a 1X? If I've just had to fight to get into a 2X in leggings, how am I going to get on with a 1X in jeans? I love the look of them. I love the way they look. There's a nice flared wide leg there. I like this paint effect. They're incredibly soft flowing material. They're a denim look, but they're not a denim material. They've got actual pockets, front and back actual pockets. I love the way they look, and I'm horrified that I don't think they're going to fit because they don't look very big. I'm going to be so disappointed if these don't go on. Wish me luck. Guys, I'm in a 1X. I'm in a 1X. Angling you down. I don't believe it. I got into a 1X. This band here does not have any stretch. So getting that bit up over my very rounded bits was a challenge. But now it's up. They're very comfy. Like I said, I didn't think it would be, but they're up, they're on, they're comfy. I can move my legs as much as my legs ever move. I love them. I'm so pleased. I'm going to angle a little bit further down to see the ankle view. I'm sorry about the lighting, by the way. One of the perils of recording videos in wintertime is lack of decent daylight, and it's already quite late in the day, so I'm sorry if the lighting is not all that you could wish it to be. I need to work out some better lighting. They're a very wide leg, very, very wide leg, which probably balances my shape out a bit quite nicely. They're so comfy, they're very soft. If I were a bit slimmer, they would hang a little bit lower on the ankle. Even so, they're a perfectly good length. They don't look like my trousers have had a fight with my shoes, as my mum used to say. But I think I could do with maybe an extra ½ inch of length, which I would get if I lost a ½ inch around the middle, because they'd drop a bit. They're so nice. They are so, so soft and flowy and just really, really comfortable. Oh, these are... I'm doing so well. And they don't hug my lumpy legs. I have lipedema, which causes these leg lumps, which you may or may not be able to see. I'll show you my leg lumps, and you can see my terrible bruise as well from where I fell down the stairs. But yes, I have these leg lumps. Falling down the stairs will not have helped those either, because any kind of trauma to the leg makes them worse. Because of those lumps, a lot of trousers don't sit nicely on my legs. They don't hold nicely, but these are, because they flare out, they're very comfortable and they're not hugging that. And I do get a bit self-conscious about those lumps, so it's quite nice not to have them accentuated. I like these. I feel quite tucked in. Showing you the mirror now, so I feel quite held in around the middle there. That passes in the way, isn't it? So yeah, I feel quite held in and quite secure, but also not uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable at all. 2 out the bag, 2 wins so far. These are the HALARA UltraSculpt, SoCinched, Scrunch, butt lifting, tummy control, side pocket, shaping, training, plus size leggings. Wow. These are again a 2X. Now, I didn't feel confident about the first pair of a 2X, but now that they did so well, I feel okay about these. They're a lovely stretch legging, nice side pocket for your phone, a very thick waistband. So this is the back. You can see that gather there. That's the back. That's the butt. Apparently, it will give me one of those pert, juicy butts that all the fitness influencers have. If it does that, if these leggings can do that, then they are worth any price in the world, because this is a butt that needs a lot of help. But let's try them on and find out. That was a battle. That was a battle which I only just won. I think it's that sculpting bit that I had to fight my way into. I think I had to fight my way into being sculpted. I could probably do with going up in a size in these. I don't know what it's doing for my butt. I'm going to angle the camera down and you can decide. What do you think? I certainly don't have one of those scrunched influencer bums, do I? I've still got this shelf, you see. This is my issue, is that my bum is a massive shelf. All the way around, this big shelf. They're very flattening, not flattering, flattening on the front. And although that gives me a flatter silhouette, which would make my clothing hang much nicer, because I stick out a bit here. So having a flatter silhouette at the front would make my clothing hang more nicely. It has pushed it all downwards, which would take me back into the realms of needing a longer top. As I was saying earlier on about being able to wear shorter tops, if you're going to push that fat down, then you're going to need a longer top, because it's just going to hang out the bottom like another bum, basically. I look like I've got my bum on the front and the back. But now they're on, they feel fine. There's an odd feeling here, which I think is just the way they've cut the seam. Yeah, there's a panel of stretch there that I can feel. And maybe that should be higher up and should be tucking under my butt cheeks. So perhaps if they were a size bigger, that's where that would be. I think that may be what that is. I can feel a band here of thicker material that should be up here. Unfortunately, my bum isn't where it ought to be. I'm an old lady and everything's going south. I like the way they feel. I like the side pockets. I like the flattening silhouette. I don't know how I feel about the butt lift area. I don't think it's able to work with what I'm offering. I think I've put too much on the table as regards butt lift leggings. But if you have a smaller booty that you would just like to be lifted and caressed, maybe these are the ones for you. We're still in trousers and we're in something now which I have not worn since the 70s. Corduroy. I think I was traumatised by corduroy in the 70s because there's a terrible picture somewhere of me in a nylon puffer jacket with brown corduroy monstrosity flares underneath, and I think I was traumatised by them. But corduroy's so very in, isn't it? So I thought I'd give them a go. These are high-waisted side pocket straight leg mop corduroy casual plus size pants. I've got a 2X and the colour is almond milk. They will certainly be something very, very different for me. They're a nice wintry trouser, aren't they? You could imagine that with maybe a chunky jumper, as I've got a chunky jumper on, but the colour isn't white because the colour in this is white. But if you had maybe a cream or a brown chunky jumper, I can see where that would work. So let's try them on and see how they look. I think maybe these could cure me of my corduroy trauma. They're so comfy. They went on an absolute dream. Can I show you in the mirror again? If I stand here just about. They went on lovely. They're reasonably roomy here. They've got proper pockets. They feel very comfortable. The length is okay. Let me show you the length. Lengthwise, they're good. I can see me popping out and buying a nice brown jumper, you know. Imagine an ankle boot. Imagine a brown ankle boot and a brown jumper, and off we go with our winter scarf and our gloves. And yes, yes. These may be the cure. These may be the cure to my corduroy phobia. I don't know if I've chosen the most flattering colour for lipedema legs, because with them being a pale colour, you can see my lumps and bumps. So if you have lumpy legs like me, perhaps a darker colour would have been a good idea. But they're a lovely fit. There's a nice, because they're a wide leg, they're not clinging here. And they're so warm. It was -3 this morning. I don't know what it is now. It's mid-afternoon now. And it might have warmed up now. But it was -3 this morning. And I would have been happy to be out in these trousers this morning because they are toasty warm. They're so nice. I'm blown away. I did not expect to like these. These were the ones that I was like, What do I know? Turns out I know nothing. We're still in trousers. High-waisted, button zipper, multiple pocket, solid slim hiking, plus size cargo pants. Who is she? She's not going hiking. I think these are the same ones that Natalie had in the last video. She had them in black. They look very similar. I'm not going hiking. I don't know who I'm kidding. I've got them in a 2X again. These are midnight blue. If I remember rightly, this is a working zip and button. Yes, a working zip and button fastener there, not just a faux one. Side pockets, stretchy again. Natalie loves hers. Natalie is living and breathing hers. As soon as they come off and back through the wash, she's got them back on. So I'm hoping that I'll like them too. Let's try them on. All of this in and out of clothing was causing me to feel that I did not need to be in a chunky jumper. I was absolutely melting. So I've changed into a thinner top. These trousers are so good. I understand now why Natalie's so happy with hers. They feel amazing. Let me show you. So they're called cargo leggings. They are a tight fit on the legs, but we have that zip and button fastener. Even then, there's room in there. I got them on so easily. There's side pockets. There's the cargo pocket here. That's a genuine pocket as well. It's not full deep. It only goes sort of that deep. But it's a genuine pocket. There's a seam here. So they're kind of like cutting for the leg. They're so comfy. I know why Nat loves these now. I've had to fight Natalie to take hers off and put them in the wash since she's had them. So, winning at life. These are fabulous. Halara, you have outdone yourselves. I have not had anything in this parcel. Maybe the third pair of leggings maybe go not so great, but nothing so far. We are doing so well. If you only buy one thing, buy these. These are banging. Loving these. Next up is a dress. Now, I've had 2 dresses from Halara before. A beautiful green one that I wore on cruise, and then I came home and got the same one in black. This time we've gone into winter dresses. This is the round neck, button, long sleeve flare maxi casual plus size dress. And as I said, it's grey. It's a jersey material. The dresses that I had before they're softly zero material. This is a jersey material. It's, as it said, maxi. I'm unsure about this because I think for a dress to be hugely successful, you need to go like that, and I don't. I go like that. So I'm not massively confident, but I was thinking that I need to branch out a bit and maybe get braver. Shall I try it on? In all honesty, I don't think this is the one for me. I don't think I am the right shape for a dress this shape. It's a lovely length, it's full floor length, and it would look nice on someone with a more sleek outline, but I'm going to show you how it looks, and I think you'll agree. I don't think it's doing me any favours. I've still got the leggings underneath, the navy blue cargo pant leggings. I've still got them underneath. So they're smoothing me a bit. Those other leggings would have smoothed me even more, but I couldn't face the idea of fighting my way back into them because I'm too hot. Without something very smoothing, it's not flattering for me, is it? It's a shame because I would like to branch out and be more brave about the things I wear, but I think we've got to be honest with ourselves and accept that some things just don't work, and this is one of them. This isn't the right shape dress for me. I need something that hangs differently. I think the fabric is not right for me. I need something that does cinch here but then flows differently. This clings and then flows from under here, and that's not where I need it to. On the plus side, to give it a fair review, it feels very nice. The fabric's lovely. It's very, very thin but warm. I don't know how they do that. The buttons are lovely and well stitched, even with quite a big boobie in there. The buttons aren't stretching or gaping. It feels nice to wear. It just doesn't suit me. Shame. Now the top now, which is why I kept the leggings on, because I knew there was a top coming. So this is the Solid Thumbhole Yoga Plus Size Sports Top. I don't do a lot of sports. I certainly don't do any yoga, but I thought it might be the ideal thing as an underlayer. Let's try it on. I'll show you how it looks. There are no neck labels in this, which made it extremely challenging to know which was the front and which was the back, but I got there in the end. The sleeves are a lovely length, nice and long, got the thumb holes. The top itself is very short. I think this is one of the things with Halara sports stuff. I think they assume that everyone is happy to wear quite short, close-fitting sportswear, and some of us just aren't. I wouldn't necessarily be brave enough to go anywhere in this, and I'll show you for why. That's just not very me, and every time I try a top from Halara, I have this same problem. This will work really, really well as an underlayer if I want to wear it under a chunky jumper or something. It will work well for that. I would need to tuck it in because as it rode up, it would annoy me. But another option for tucking it in would be to tuck it into the underneath of my bra. I could do that and have it literally as a crop. I would never leave the house like this. It's just not my thing. Plenty of people do, and fair play to you if you are comfortable like this. If this is you, then I'm not dissing you for it. I'm just not comfortable this way. So I would either tuck it in and have it as an underlayer or tuck it under my bust, as I said. It's, as a warmth layer, I think it's fantastic because I'm absolutely toasty. It's very thin. Can you see the thinness of the material? It's very thin but very warm. Again, I don't know how they do that. Some kind of technology in the material. So lovely as a warm base layer under a chunky jumper, but not for me to be wearing on its own or off to the gym or anything. And I think the chances of me doing a yoga class anytime soon are very remote. We have another dress, and I think it's the same dress in black. Mock neck, long sleeve, flare maxi casual plus size dress with pockets. No, the material feels completely different. I thought it was the same dress in different colour, but no, it feels completely different. This is a fabric, a shiny fabric, like, you know, like sportswear fabric. It has got a very high neck, and I probably will be coughing and spluttering in seconds, but let's try it on and see if it fits. Let's see if it hangs differently to the grey one. Everything I've shown you has been a 2X, apart from that one pair of 1X leggings, by the way. I feel like I've done this wrong. Okay, plus points. It hangs very differently from the waist than the grey one did. Let me get myself tidied up. I've still got leggings underneath. So it hangs completely differently. It has pockets. I love a pocket. Pockety pockety. It hangs very differently. It is more flattering than the grey one was because it doesn't hang from the underbelly. It hangs from here. However, minus points. I can't stand a high neckline. I don't know who she thought she was when she ordered it. The moment I put on a high neckline, I feel like I am being attacked. If this was a V-neck, I would feel instantly different. This is not a great bra. I realised after I put this dress on that these should be up there, and that would make a difference. But I am definitely not a round neck, high neck person. I feel very restricted. I feel a bit like Wednesday Addams, only not as slim and with not as good hair. I don't think, in fact, I know that a high round neck doesn't suit my shape. I know it doesn't. I know a V-neck suits me better The moment I put that blue top back on in a minute, you'll see the difference and you'll agree with me. A V-neck is better for my shape. There's something you learn as you go on, what suits you and what doesn't. I could have this altered and have a V-neck put there and I would feel very different about it. Because I like the sleeve length. It's interesting to have a long sleeve dress. I like the way it flows. The actual length of the dress is great. Let me put you all the way down. The actual length of the dress is marvellous. That's absolutely spot on. I like the way it hangs. I like the way it feels. I think that perhaps with a bright cardigan over the top, let me show you. I think a bright cardigan makes a big difference. So having the flat black base layer, I like that. I would pull both lots of sleeves up together. I do see people doing this sleeve pulled up, but that's not very, I don't feel like it works for me. But yeah, a bright cardigan over the top, I think makes that work for me quite a lot different. That's a completely different look now, but it's just that neckline. I can't have a high round neck. I can't. I feel like I'm being strangled. I literally feel so constricted. The dress itself feels lovely. The material is marvellous. To have a dress made out of this kind of stretchy leggings material, it feels amazing. Everything about the dress feels wonderful, apart from that neckline. I honestly think I might take this and get a tailor. There's a tailor in the village and I might get the tailor to put a nice V-neck in it and I think it will transform this dress. I think it will transform me in this dress. The dress itself, I think, is a win. And if you can cope with a high neckline, some of you out there sitting there watching this wearing polo necks, I don't know how you do it, but well done you. So yeah, if you can cope with a high neckline, and perhaps if you have a slightly smaller bust, because I think that's one of the things, if you have a large bust, that's why you need a lower neckline to balance you. Last up is another pair of jeans. Halara Flex, high-waisted, pockets, baggy, wide, washed casual, plus size jeans in carbon paint denim. I'm not sure if they're the same style of jeans as the pale green ones I tried on earlier on. They're certainly a wide leg. They look very similar. Let me get them on. Another fabulous pair of jeans. They feel the same as the grey ones, except they're in a darker wash. Front pockets, back pockets, wide leg. Absolute win. Delighted with these jeans. Absolutely delighted. They're so comfy. They feel so soft. They feel like I could wear them all day and not know I had them on, which is a win because some jeans, you know, you've got them on after 5 minutes. Absolute win. I am so hot you could start a fire with me right now. I'm melting and it's the middle of winter. As always, I have thoroughly loved unpacking my Halara parcel with you guys today, and I am so grateful to Halara for giving me the chance to work with them again. I urge you to rush to the Halara website, check out the Black Friday deals. There's some fantastic price drops going on. All of the information that you need on my discount codes, etc. on the screen now, in the description box below. Check them out. And thank you, as always, for joining me for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.